And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway, and much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it fine. For what is a man? What has he got, if not himself? Then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it
Hey everyone, welcome to, I guess, another sit down with Michael Francis, a live sit down this time. It is New Year's Eve. So, first, let me wish everybody that's tuned in here a very happy and New Year. And I really mean that. Hopefully, 2026 is going to be great for everyone. We got a lot going on in the world. It's not all pleasant. We understand that. But you know what? I've learned something throughout my life, and that is you can only control what you can control. You can only do what you can do. And the rest we just have to pray about and hope that everybody else gets it right. So that's the way I've been accustomed to thinking. And for some reason, it's worked out for me most of the time. You know, this 2025 was a very special year for me, people. And I'm going to tell you why. And I've done a video on this. So many of you watching now might have seen that. But 50 years ago, on October 31st, 1975, I took an oath and became a made man in Cosa Nostra, the Colombo family. And I want you to understand, I am not celebrating the fact that I took that oath and became a made man. That's not something to celebrate. I'm not glorifying what I did. I'm not glorifying that life. I've obviously left the life. So I realized at some point in time, I was misdirected. Let's put it that way. I got into the life not because I wanted to be a wise guy or a made guy at that point. I got into the life to help my dad out. I've told the stories many times. There's no reason to get into it now. But the reason that this is so significant to me is because I've lasted 50 years after taking that oath, and I realize how fortunate and how blessed I am, and how, quite honestly, God has had a different plan and a purpose for my life, and He's allowed me to be alive and free 50 years later. It's a big accomplishment, especially the free part and the alive part. I guess you got to put them both together. It's an accomplishment because statistically, most made guys don't live that long. And if they live that long, they don't live free. They don't live free, especially during my era when the RICO statute came in and there were wars. We had 3 wars in the Colombo family. A lot of people died. So to be alive and to be free is something that I can celebrate and be happy about. I'm going to be 75 years old, 3/4 of a century in 2026, God willing. If we make it to that point, hopefully I will. And what I want to do, and the reason this is so special for me, is because I want to be able to share with you some of the life lessons that I believe have got me to where I've gotten today. Good, bad. I've made some mistakes. There's no question about it. When you do 8 years in prison, you made a mistake, a big mistake. And it was part of a failing situation in my life. I'm not too proud or too above saying that I've made mistakes and I've failed at times, but I never let the failure define me. I've always been able to come back from it. That's the key. And the reason for that is because of what I've learned over the past 50 years, over a lifetime, really. And I want to share that with you. And I really mean that, people. For the last 30 years, I've been out there all over the world speaking, sharing my testimony, my redemption, coming to faith, the lessons that I've been able to learn, encouraging people. It's really all about encouraging people because there's a lot of discouragement in this world. You look around, you look on social media, you can get discouraged very easily. Really, there's a lot of negativity out there, a lot of bad things going on. And I'm not about that. Now, you've heard me call out people and you've heard me say people need to be held accountable because I believe in that. Accountability is important. But I want to share some lessons with you that I've learned that I believe have been very valuable to me throughout my life. And I really mean that. And there's actually 50 of them that I'm going to be sharing with you, but I'll get to that. But today, for the next few minutes at least, I want to talk to you about some things that I think are extremely important and have gone a long way in bringing me to where I am today. And I want to get this straight. I want you to understand that I am not celebrating 50 years of being a made guy. I don't consider myself a made guy anymore, even though they say once you're made, you can't lose it. They can put you on the shelf. But hey, listen, what I know about that life is in my heart, my mind. It's not easily forgotten. I spent over 20 years on the street. And I grew up with my dad, who was a major prominent figure in that life, who did 40 years in prison, who died at 103. And yeah, he lived a long life, but 40 years of that last 50 were in prison. So, come on. What good is that? Family destroyed. You wouldn't want his life, for the past 40 or 50 years of his life. Trust me on that. But I want to be able to share with you some things that should be an encouragement to you. And I've been doing that for 30 some odd years. And I have to say this, I've always been well received, whether it be in person or, online. Obviously, I get people that disagree with me and they come out and they get personal. We understand all of that. Hey, you put yourself out there, you take the good with the bad. I get it. But, there's a lot of things that I can share that can be of an encouragement to you and help you better your life. And that's what's important. And I want to start with one thing I want to say to all of you. We all face adversity in our lives, but you need to learn how to turn your adversity into an advantage. Very important. I can't explain how to do this now, but I'm going to do this in detail for all of you. Listen up. How do you turn an adversity in your life into an advantage? If you can master that, and it's all about a mindset, it's all about a will, it's all about a determination to do that. It's all about having the right people around you. There's a lot that goes into turning your adversity into an advantage, but mainly it's a mindset. You don't let your adversity define you. You let how you come out of that define you. That's a life lesson that I'm going to share. And I'm going to share it in a special way, and we're going to get to that. Another thing you need to remember, it's important in life to be a people person. And some of you right off the bat, Michael, I can't do that. That's not who I am. I don't put myself out there. Well, there's an alternative to that. And I really mean this. If you're not a people person, and when I say a people person, I mean somebody that people can take to, that they like upon meeting, that they can get along with, that they enjoy having them in the room with them, you know, just you don't have to be, a great speaker. You don't have to be out there patting everybody on the back. You don't have to go out of your way. You just have to be that person that people like to be around. Hey, he's okay. She's okay. I'm okay with that. But if you can't be that person, then you better master some area of expertise in your life. Let me give you an example. There's a doctor, right? He's a good doctor, but he has a horrible bedside manner. You don't like him. Just horrible bedside manner. But he's the best darn doctor in the world for whatever it is that's ailing you. Well, you're going to put aside his bedside manner. You're going to say, I want that doctor because he can cure me. He can help me. If you're an auto mechanic and you got a lousy, way with people, but you're the best mechanic out there, they're going to bring their car to you to get fixed. So if you're not a people person where people can take to, then you better master whatever it is that you're dealing with or that you're working with in your life. Because one way, you got to have one skill or another, or you're not going to go very far. So remember that. And being a people person is good for you. It's good for your soul. It makes you feel good. Being angry all the time, being resentful all the time, being, pointing fingers at people all the time, it doesn't work. We see that a lot on social media. And there's a lot of backlash to people like that. The only people that adhere to those type of people are other angry people. You don't want them around you. So another life lesson, learn how to be a people person or really master whatever craft that you're taking up in your life. Understand that. For all you guys out there, I have to tell you, and I'm a perfect example of this, you need a good woman around you. You need a good woman. A good woman is a jewel. The Bible even tells us that. Listen, I've been married for 40 years, people, and I can tell you this. If I don't meet my wife, I'm not here. There's no question about it. I'm either dead or in prison for the rest of my life. But she was the catalyst for having me realize that the life I was in was no good, not only for me, but for my family. I saw what it did to my family, destroyed us. Don't want that. You got to pick the right person, starting with the woman. Okay, if you intend to be have a relationship and a marriage in your life, and you women goes the same way for men. I have to tell you that. Got to pick the right person in your life that's going to be your mate. Now, sometimes we make mistakes, not intentionally. Yes, divorce is part of life, and sometimes you separate. Sometimes you don't get it right the first time. But if you get that right, it's going to be a jewel in your life, going both ways, men, women. So important, people. Pick the right person. And I'm going to expand on that by saying this. In this life, some of you that follow me, you've heard me say this. I've preached this for 30 years because it's so important. In this life, we are who we hang out with. We are who we surround ourselves with, whether it be personally, family, in business, doesn't matter. We are who we hang with. These people will influence you, and you will be defined by the relationships that you keep in life. It's normal, it's natural. People look at you. How do you hang with that person? Oh, wow, look at the crowd that he's around. It's admirable. She's around. It's admirable. You are who you hang out with. Remember that. It's so important. Pick your people. Importantly, be good at it. Learn from your mistakes if you got the wrong person around you. Second, important, accountability. Accountability in life is going to direct the path that you go down. And I really mean that, people. Who you are accountable to in life. When I was in the mob, I was accountable to my blood oath. I was accountable to my boss. And we had a different, ideology in life. It was okay to break the law. It was okay to kill a person if that person violated our rules. But who said our rules are the best? It was okay to do certain things. And I was accountable to my boss, to my oath, if I didn't do it. And what happened? I ended up with 18 arrests. Ended up with 7 indictments, 5 trials, losing a ton of money, losing some friends, and then going to prison for 8 years and hurting my family in a big way because I was accountable in the wrong place. Now I'm accountable to my God first. And listen, people, the real conception of God, as a Christian, the conception of God is He's two things. Well, actually, He says He's three things. He's loving, He's merciful, and He's just. And it's the just part that people have a problem with. And it goes to accountability. Just, meaning that if you do the wrong thing, you're going to be held accountable for it. If you do the wrong thing, there are consequences to it. All right. So remember, justice, love, and mercy, they're all important. If you're accountable to a God whose idea of justice is the right thing, and it is, I'm not going to get into all of that, then you have to know when to toe the line, what to do. What you have to know the difference between right or wrong because it comes from God and He explains it to you. This is right and this is wrong. And you adhere to that. Accountability to that keeps you on the right track, keeps you on the right path, keeps you on the straight and narrow. It's so important. Love, got to love your fellow man. You may not like them, but you got to love them because when you love somebody, it means you don't want to do hurt to them. You may not like them. You don't have to be around them, but you're not going to hurt them intentionally. You're coming from a good place in dealing with even the people that you don't like. And merciful people, let me tell you something. I've learned something. Forgiveness and having mercy on people is the most freeing feeling in the world. I really mean it. Now, what I'm talking about, sometimes it's hard for people to understand. Well, how do you acquire that? Is it innate? Can you become that person if you're not right now? And I say, yeah. Yeah, you can make changes in your life. I've made many changes. I've had a whole different ideology when I was on the street. Change now, I see things differently. Why? Because of the people that I surrounded myself, my wife, my mother-in-law, my pastor, people that, had a good work ethic, a good business ethic. I surrounded myself and I said, you know what, that makes sense. That's the right way. I was on the wrong track. That's the right way. So yes, all of these things that I'm talking about, if that's not who you are right now, they can be acquired. Takes a little bit of a different mindset, but if you're around the right people and you're getting the right lessons and you're hearing it the right way, you can make that change in your life. No question about it. Men, be men. I don't want to get into the politics of all of this or the social dilemma that's going around about men. Men, be men. Be men of character. Be men of consequence. Okay? Be protective of the people that need your protection, your women, your children, people that are less fortunate than you. Be men. I'm not going to get into all the characteristics of men right now, but it's something that I will get into and get into heavily. And men and ladies, I direct this at you. When you're a man, or your man is acting like a man, it's a benefit to you. It's not demeaning. It will benefit you in every way, shape, or form because he will treat you like you deserve to be treated. He will treat you the right way. So don't ever look at a man and know, well, look, if he's a misogynist, that's something else. We don't define a man by being a misogynist. I don't agree with that. I have 5 daughters. I have granddaughters. I have a wife of 40 years. I don't believe in misogyny. I'm sorry. That's not a good characteristic of a man. Protective, being a provider, being a source of strength to a woman. Yeah, those are good qualities. And women, I believe that a lot of women that have never experienced that in a man, they don't know what they're missing. That's the problem. But if they were with a good man that treated them properly and behaved the way he should behave with character and integrity, I think a woman would appreciate that. I know a woman would appreciate that. There's no question in my mind. They're not, overwhelmed by that, and they're not demeaned by that in any way. So, there's a lot that I have to share, people, that I think could be of tremendous value, both in your personal life And in your business life, listen, I've been up and down in business. I've had a lot of success, and I've made some mistakes, and I've failed in certain ways. But again, when I say failed, I might have failed at the moment, but I didn't let that failure define me. I moved on. I found a way to handle it, and I was able to come out of it and do okay and do better. Another thing that I think is so important, another life lesson that's so important is this: anything that goes wrong in your life, accept responsibility for it. Anything, even if it's not your fault, accept responsibility, because in a way it might be your fault. What do I mean by that, Michael? Come on. I've been hurt by people that had nothing to do with me. Well, you know what you should tell yourself at that point? Well, maybe it was me. Maybe I should have looked into this person's character a little bit better. Maybe I should have done my research a little bit more. Maybe I should have prepared myself a little bit more. And that wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have allowed him to get to me at that point, or she to get to me at that point. I should have done my homework better. Do you know why always accepting responsibility helps you out? Because it prepares you to not make that same mistake the next time. Because if you're just putting the responsibility, blaming somebody else, well, it's not my fault. So you're not going to do anything different the next time. You're not. Oh, it was his fault. It wasn't mine. It was her fault. It wasn't mine. I don't have to change anything. But if you say, you know what? I should have known better. Why did I allow that to happen to me? Why did I make that mistake? I should have known better. When you take that kind of attitude, I'm telling you, it'll be so much to your advantage in life. It really will be, because now, anytime there's a mistake or anytime anything goes wrong, you're going to accept it as being your fault, and you're going to say to yourself, how do I make sure this doesn't happen again? How did I learn from this? How do I prepare myself better? How do I make sure this doesn't ever happen again? Now that, the radar is up, the headlights are on, you're aware of this because you took responsibility. You didn't blame the other guy and say, it wasn't my fault. I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I just, hope that the other guy does the right thing. No, you don't want it that way. You don't want it that way. That's a recipe for failure. Trust me on that. So, listen, where did I learn most of these things? I learned them on the street. I really did. When you're on the street and you realize the consequences are severe for mistakes that you make, the consequences are severe. When you don't do the right thing, when you cross somebody, when you choose somebody the wrong way, it comes back and it haunts you, and it could be very, very severe, the consequences. So a lot of these things I learned on the street, and I was able to refine afterwards and bring them into my legitimate world, my legitimate life, so to speak. So, these things are really important, people, really important. I can share so many other things with you, and but I have something very, very special um, to send you, and something very special to announce today. And again, it's in commemoration of my 50 years. And again, I want to be clear, because I don't want to get the comments again that, Michael, you're celebrating the fact that you were a made guy. No, I'm not. I'm celebrating the fact that I'm not a made guy anymore. I'm celebrating the fact that I am not on the list of Fortune magazine's 1986 list of the 50 most wealthy and powerful bosses like everybody else was. Not bosses, people. And people, let me tell you something out there. For all of you to continue to make it, I don't consider myself a boss. I was a capo regime. It's a street boss. Everybody else calls me a boss. Don't get too offended by it. I wasn't the boss of a family. Absolutely not. But I was a boss of the men that were placed under me. That's it. I was a boss of the men that were placed under me. That was it. So, but I want to share something with you that's very important. But again, understand, I'm not celebrating the fact that I was a made guy. I'm celebrating the fact that on that list, Fortune magazine's list, out of the 50, 48 of them are dead. And that's from 1986. 48 of them are dead. Number 49, I believe, is very old, and he's still in prison. He might have just gotten released. I didn't do my research. But that's it. 48 are dead. And here I am, 50 years later. So I'm celebrating the fact that everything that I've learned And God having a different plan and a purpose for me in my life has not only allowed me to be alive and free, I did my time in prison, alive and free, but here to share everything with all of you. And I feel a responsibility. You know, there is a saying, to those of us who have been given much in life, much is expected in return. And I've been given a lot. I got a beautiful family. I got a wife of 40 years that I love. I got 7 children. I've got 7 grandchildren, more coming. I've got a business. You know, I've got a ministry. God is, I mean, if I were to leave this earth this afternoon, I have nothing to complain about. I mean that. So what do I want to do? I want to share this all with you because I'm nobody special, people. God just didn't pick me out of a bunch and saying, okay, you're the special guy. No, I'm one of many out there that God has given an opportunity to, and I've taken advantage of it. And that's what I can impart to all of you. Take advantage of it. It's not only for me. It's not only for it's not only for, you know, the people out there that you look at and say, wow, they're in good shape. It's for you. It's for you. You just have to have the skill set, the knowledge, the preparation, the counseling. And I'm willing to give that all to you. And I really mean that. And that's how I'm celebrating 50 years of being a made guy. That's how I'm doing it. So here's what I want to do right now. I want to introduce something to you. And I'm very proud of this. I'm very proud of it. Listen, you know, I've been in the wine business for the past 3 years, and we have grown this company in leaps and bounds. Again, team effort, my partner, my team, I love them. This doesn't happen with any one person alone. Yeah, I got the name, I got the brand, I built it over a lifetime. I'm not an overnight success. A lot of hard work went into it, a lot of struggles, a lot of challenges, a lot of good times. But this is how I want to celebrate my 50 years of redemption, of being alive, of being free, of having some knowledge, of having success in business, success in my family life, overcoming obstacles, you know, struggles and challenges. I want to share it with all of you. So here's what we're doing, and this is what my team came up with, and I'm very proud of this. I have to say it. This is it. I want you to look at this. This is the remade, not made, but remade bottle of wine. It's an anniversary edition. It's here it is, exclusive 50-year edition. It's a limited edition bottle. And it says on the bottom, your circumstances don't define you, your decisions do. That's a quote from me. Your circumstances don't define you. The decisions that you make to overcome them, they do. And it's a beautiful bottle. They got my picture on it. Sorry about that. But a big number 50. I'm very proud of this. I want to show you the bottle. And even the inside is beautiful. It's got, although you can't see it now, but you will see it. But look at this. Hope you can see this. 50. It's a beautiful bottle. And the great thing about it, this is our Areni wine. It's our flagship. Okay, you know my wine comes from Armenia. It is the origin of wine. Let me put this like this. And our Areni wine is our flagship wine, our bestseller. Our fruit wines are going crazy too, but our Areni is our original bestseller. And it is the parent of all Pinot Noir. It's delicious. It's priced right. It's wonderful. And we decided to commemorate my 50 years of being remade. Now, I want that slogan to remember: remade, not made, remade. And I've been remade, you know, in a wonderful and blessed way. And I want to share it. So here's what we're doing. Okay, I have 50 lessons, 50 that I want to impart to all of you. All right. And you don't have to buy them. I have a membership platform. We share so much knowledge in there. It's great. But I have 50 life lessons that I've picked up during the course of my life, from the street life to where I am now. And I'm going to make them available to all of you. Okay. With the purchase of this wine. Now, here's what's going to happen. There's going to be a QR code on the lid. It's not there now, but it's going to be a QR code on the lid. And you're going to get my 50 life lessons along with it, free of charge. It's going to come with the bottle, right? Aside from that, I am going to sign, if you purchase this by tonight, by midnight tonight, it's one day only, I'm going to sign every bottle personally. We're going to sign, actually, not the bottle itself, but we're going to sign this beautiful case that it's in. I'll be signing it. You'll get my signature on it. Aside from that, you can either buy a single bottle, you can buy a 3-pack, or you can buy a 6-pack. And this is really important to me, people. For those of you that buy a 3 or a 6-pack, my book, God the Father. Now, I want to tell you about this book. I've written 5 books. I'm on my 6th right now. I'm writing a book about a man's man. It's going to be released in the first quarter of next year. But this book here, God the Father, I put my heart and soul in. I have thousands of these books in prisons and other places throughout the country that I've put in there because I believe anybody that's going through struggles or challenges in any way, this book is going to help you in a big way. And I really mean that. And this is going to be my gift to you. If you buy the 3-pack or the 6-pack, you'll have a signed and autographed copy of this book along with it. And it's a brief book, but I guarantee you it's hard hitting. I put everything into this. If you read this book, you're going to be inspired and encouraged. How do I know that? From the feedback I've gotten over the past several years with it. I want to make this available to you. And this is for just today only because I can't be doing this, with everything else that I have going on. But again, you buy this bottle by midnight tonight, and it's all over here. You can go to franziswine.com, and they can tell you how to do it. You'll get this bottle autographed by me. 3-pack. It'll be autographed on the carton that it comes in. You'll get the 50 valuable life lessons that I'm going to be sharing with you free of charge, and you're going to get a copy of my book, God the Father, with the 3-pack and the 6-pack. Purchase it before midnight tonight. And people, you know what? I have to say, I am proud of this. I am proud of what we've accomplished. I'm proud of the fact that I can be sitting here and talking to you. And I don't mean this in a narcissistic, proud way. I mean this in a very grateful way. You would have told me 20 years ago that I'd be sharing this with you. I would have said, you're crazy. Well, not 20, maybe 30 years ago, because I started in my ministry and my speaking 30 years ago. But I would have said, you're crazy. Come on. I don't even know what you're talking about. I wouldn't even think of doing something like that. I'm not a speaker. I'm not out there. But you know what, people? Many of you out there, I think you have a good heart. Many of you. And how do I know that? Again, from comments that I get, from the people that I've been in contact with. I've met hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people over the past 30 years, all over the world. And I've said this so many times. There are so many good people out there. How do I know that? Because I know how I'm received. I know the comments that I get. I know the dialogue that I've had with people. There are good people out there that sometimes are misdirected. Sometimes, for whatever reason, circumstances beyond their control at times just have led them astray, led them in the wrong direction. We can help those people. I've been helping them for 30 years. We want to continue to do that. So this 50 year is a way for me to giving it back. Maybe you can put this, I don't know if you'll ever open the bottle, if you just keep it there, and maybe it'll inspire you. Hey, this guy turned his life around. This guy was a worse guy than I can ever be. God chose this guy, to be a light, in the darkness. If he did it for him, who the heck is he? He can do it for me. I can do it. I wanted to inspire you. I really mean that. And I'd love to get the feedback later on. Hey, Michael, you know what? Everything you said, yeah, it was an inspiration. Every time I got down on myself, I looked at that and said, hey, this guy can do it. I can do it. He's no better than me. He's nothing special. He was in worse condition than me, and he was able to overcome it. Why? He put the right people around him. The life lessons that I'm going to share with you, I'm telling you, they're going to inspire you. It worked for me, and it works for many other people. I'm not the only one out there. So let me go over this again. Here it is. Beautiful. I mean, this is, I'm proud of this, I have to tell you. And look, I didn't design this. I had nothing to do with this. I can't say, hey, you know what? I told you to do this bottle. I'm not an artist. I didn't do any of that. But my team, and they put it together, and I'm really proud of it. And again, it's remade, meaning I've come out of a bad situation, and I'm celebrating 50 years of being remade, not so much of being made. It's a reminder that Halloween night that I was in a bad way, and here I am now in a better way. So I'll be signing this bottle, putting my signature on it, probably in gold so it stands out. You're going to get this wonderful bottle of wine that's just beautiful to look at. And if you want to open up, I encourage you to do that because you're going to enjoy the taste. I mean, it's delicious. Go to franziswine.com right now and get your bottle before midnight tonight. You're going to get the 50 life lessons. You're going to get a QR code on here, free of charge, going to be shared with you. And the QR code will be on there when you open the bottle. And you're going to get a signed book free of charge, God the Father. And I know this is going to help you. This, you're going to enjoy a great glass of wine. You're going to put it on your shelf. It's going to inspire you whenever things are bad. You're going to say, this guy turned it around. I can do it too. Remember? And you're going to get a book that's going to, help you to understand the 50 life lessons. Now, you don't need the book, but it's just going to enhance the 50 life lessons that I'm going to share with you. So, people, this is it. And I am very proud and very happy and very privileged, to be sitting here and be able to offer this all to you. So I hope you enjoy it. Hope you jump on it. Again, this is a limited edition. It's going to celebrate all of us being remade. For 2026, it starts tomorrow. There's no hesitation. Everything starts tomorrow. We're ready to go. So put the bad stuff away. Don't dwell on it. Don't beat yourself up over it. Let's start tomorrow morning. Get this by midnight tonight. I guarantee it's going to be an inspiration to all of you. Okay. All right. Let me look back on 2025. You know what? It was a tough year, people. It was a tough year. Not for me personally. I have to say that. Look, you know what? Again, if I were to leave this earth in the next hour or something, I have nothing to complain about other than I'm going to miss all the people that I love. Well, maybe not in heaven. I don't know how that goes. I believe that I'll be there because I believe in my Lord and Savior. And I'm not a perfect person in any way, shape, or form, but I believe in my faith and I believe in Jesus Christ. And that's what it takes. But, this has been a rough year. I have to caution all of you about social media. Now, I'm on social media. I've been one of the good stories on social media, meaning that it's helped me a lot. It's helped to expand my brand. There's no question. It's helped me make new friends. Probably made a couple of enemies too, people that disagree. But it's really been a benefit to me in many ways. And I appreciate that. But I have to caution you all about social media. There's a lot of misinformation out there. We talked about Diddy throughout the year. We talked about Candace Owens throughout the year. We talked about the tragedy of Charlie Kirk. There's wars going on in Ukraine. We've talked about Israel and Gaza and Hamas and all of this. We have a new president. So much stuff has gone on. Every day, every hour, every minute, you're getting hit with negativity. I understand that. Much of it, most of it, almost all of it, you can't control. You really can't. You have to make yourself understand that you need to be the best possible version of yourself that you can be. That's what you need to do. Because when you can master that, when you can become the best possible version of yourself that you can be, you've got it, my friend. Because then you can deal with all this stuff. Yeah, it'll make you angry. Yeah, you'll get down at some time. Yes, all of that. But you can deal with it. You can deal with it and you'll work with it and you'll understand I'm going to control what I can control and I'm going to do the best at what I can do. And I'm going to just not worry about all the rest. I just can't. I just can't. But when you look back at this year, look what's happened. We heard about the really despicable stuff with Diddy. And I just did a video wrap up on this. My last video, you can go to it on Tuesday. I don't even want to comment it on more, but bad information, down, horrible. You know what I mean? What went on there? We don't want to see a repeat of that. Epstein, you know what I've said about it. Cover up, cover up, cover up. By whom? Everybody in power. Let's put it that way. I'm not pointing my finger at any individual to say that the people that we know out there, the prominent people, that they're pedophiles. I'm not going to say that because we don't have evidence of that. This is dirty. It's ugly. It's disgusting in some way. But we can't point our fingers at anybody we don't have evidence of because of the fact that it's just too ugly. And we don't want to make a mistake and say this person is we don't want to make a mistake because it's just too ugly. But the cover up, the fact that powerful people are involved in here and they won't let the information come out and maybe most of them won't be held accountable is disgusting. That's the bottom line. And it depresses people, but you have no control over it. Don't let it get you down. Diddy, Don't let it get you down. You have no control over that. You can read about it and you can say, you know what? I'm not going to let this impact me. What's going on in Israel and Gaza? Terrible situation, no question about it. But there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. Remember that. But here's what we're going to do now. You know, it's a tough year. For the next 15 minutes, leave a question. You got a question. My team is going to relay it to me, and I'm going to be able to answer it. So if you have any questions at all for the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'll be answering questions. Anything that you want. I always say, people, you know what? You can ask me anything that you want. Nothing is off limits. If I don't want to answer, I do know how to take the fifth. I've done that many times in my life, so don't worry about it. Just fire away. Ask any questions that you want to ask. No problem at all. All right. But look, again, you're going to see more of this in 2026. The bad information is going to be out there. You have no control over it. Don't let social media get into your head and define you and make you angry and resentful and scared throughout the day. Don't listen to these politicians that have their own agenda. All they are looking for is the next vote to keep them in office, the next perk they're going to get, the next way they can enrich themselves. Unfortunately, that's how it's gotten. Don't worry about all of that. Be the best possible version of yourself that you can be, and don't let other people take you down or influence you or get you angry or anything else. Don't allow it to happen. Don't keep it in your life. Read it with a grain of salt. Be concerned, be informed, but at the same time, do the best possible thing for yourself that you can do. I have a master class within my family. We have over 1,000 members in the family, and I have courses and everything in there that I share with them. And one of them is it's a mastermind class, how to be the best possible version of yourself that you can be. They love it. And I tell them, this is the steps you need to follow. And don't let all the noise around you distract you. You just work on yourself and the people that you love and the people that you can control. That's it. So all the social media stuff, because half of it isn't true. They're just trying to get into your head. They're trying to get clicks. They're trying to make money. They're trying to attract your attention. That's all it's about. That's what social media in a big way has become. No question. I tell my team, if I see clickbait up there, I'm going to be very upset. They won't do it. You know why? Because they're all responsible people in my team. When we put something up there, it relates to what I'm going to talk about. I'm not trying to just track you there and throw you off course and then not even mention that, or say something sensational and then it's not even true. But you're going to get a lot of that. So don't let it panic you. Don't let it get you crazy. All right. So we have any questions? Okay, we're going to open it up at this point right now. The next 15 minutes or so. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for the questions. Hold on. Just give me a minute, people. Waiting for my team. Yeah. 1 second, my friends. Okay. All right. This is a greeting from Wales. Michael, if you were a car collector, what would be your ideal daily driver and something for use on the weekends? You know, this is crazy, people. I was in the car business. I had a Mazda dealership. I had a Chevrolet dealership. I had a big leasing company. I've driven every car that you can imagine. I'm really not a car guy. As a matter of fact, I can tell you very humbly, I don't own a car right now. My wife has her, beautiful Mercedes. My daughter has her Range Rover. I don't have a car. I'm not turned on by cars. I like comfort. That's it. I like comfort in a car. So, my ideal car, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not plugging for them. I love Mercedes. Why? Problem free, and they hold their value. And that's it. I've never had an issue driving a Mercedes for the last 20 years or so. Never had a problem driving them. I don't like to be uncomfortable in a car. That's number one. And I don't like cars like anybody else, that have maintenance problems. I don't like it. Mercedes has treated me well. I tend to stick with things that I like. My wife wanted a Range Rover this year. I talked her out of it. I put her back in a Mercedes. She loves it. Not that Range Rovers are not beautiful. My daughter has one. They're great. But I just kind of stick with what I like. So I'm sorry I can't give you, people, Maserati. And, I told my wife, I said, you know what, honey, I might. I just might. I don't know. I might get myself a Rolls or a Bentley at some point in time. For what reason, I don't know. It's not because I want people to see me in a. As a matter of fact, I downplay the stuff that I drive. Hey, look, I've seen many of my friends have these beautiful gold watches. I haven't worn a watch in 20 years. That stuff just doesn't matter to me. I'm into great vacations. I'm into living in a nice, comfortable house. I'm into good food. That's what I love. These are I love creating memories and having comfort. That's me. All those other extravagances in life, I don't care. My wife, yeah, my kids, but me, no. I, I don't care. What? Oh, I'm answering the super chats first, people. Yeah, because we have a limited time and we do that. So, okay, this is from. Wait a minute. Oh, that was from Henry Brook, 1998, I believe. Okay, bear with me here. I'm waiting for my team to send them to me. Okay. All right, here we go. This is from El Garcia. Thank you very much. We don't ask for donations, but when you do in the super chat, we appreciate it very much. Thank you. God bless you and your family, Michael. Questions: are there still 5 families out of New York, and how different are they from Gomorrah? Yes, there are still 5 families. There was a time when they were thinking of absorbing the Bonanno family into the other 4 families. That didn't happen. The Bonanos did not let that happen. The 5 families still exist. I have to say this: they're not as prominent as they were during my era. I'm not knocking them. I'm only saying that, the government did a real job on them, with the RICO statute, especially. A lot of things went down during my era. But maybe they're getting smart. You don't read about them as much. You don't hear about them as much. So maybe they're building and they're just being undercover more. I don't have my ear to the wall that often anymore, but this is my assumption. I do hear certain things, but yes, there are still 5 families. The different with Gomorrah, the mafia in Italy and Cosa Nostra here in the United States, they're 2 different organizations. They're very similar in some ways, different in others. In the Gomorrah in Italy, you don't want to be on the bad side of them. They will go after judges, they'll go after prosecutors, they'll go after law enforcement, and at times they'll go after family. We didn't do that here in the United States. It was off limits. We didn't go after law enforcement. We didn't go after, high profile media people that attacked us, and we did not go after families. That's the major difference. And here in the United States, we were not big in the drug business. I always get beat up by saying this, but we were not. Were some people doing it? Yes. We didn't compare to what was going on in Italy, and we didn't compare to the cartels in any way. That's not who we were. Understand that. So please get that. That's really important that you know that, in the drug. I'm not saying we didn't get involved, but we weren't major drug dealers. Italy, a little bit different. Good question, though. Very insightful. Okay, who we have here? Oh boy, we got a bunch of them coming in now. All right, bear with me. Circa, I was just watching some of your Hoffa videos. Did you ever make a video with more details or have something coming up about it? The reason I haven't made more details about Hoffa is this: I have good information from one of the perpetrators of Hoffa. He gave it to me himself. I have it on tape. It was through a third party who had done time with this guy, but I have it on tape, and the third party was very credible. The reason that I haven't put it out there is because I still don't believe we can locate the body. And if you don't locate the body, what's the sense in putting more stuff out there that, hey, we still don't have the body? How do we know it's true or not? What other evidence do you have? So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to the family. I'm not going to do that to my people. I was offered $1 million from a production company just to do this video, and they said they would try to point out where the body is. I said I'm not willing to do that. I was offered $1 million, and that's the truth. and I turned it down because I don't want to be one of these people that are capitalizing on Hoffa and then it goes nowhere. So, but I do have other information. So, will it ever be exposed? I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, good question though. Thank you. Institutional 1031, no question, but thank you very much for the donation. We appreciate it very much. Okay, Jan Meyer, 1994, thank you very much. Advice for discipline and getting things done. This is going to be in my 50 life lessons that I sent to you if you can get this bottle tonight. I'm not cutting you short now, but discipline, if you don't have it, is it something you can acquire? Yes, and there are ways to do that, and I will show you that in my membership platform. You know, we talk about that quite a bit. How you can acquire, a characteristic of discipline, and it is a characteristic. You can acquire that. And if you're lacking that, I encourage you read my life lessons. If you want to get the bottle, join my membership platform. Also, there's a link up there on how you get into that. But that's a good question. Paulie Wash 6875. Thank you very much, Paulie. Michael, could you tell my son Jacob Walsh that I love him more than life itself? We've argued nonstop about our differences, and going into 2026, I'd love for him to know I only want the very best for him. God bless you. I can certainly relate to that. My son Michael Jr. and I argued and argued and argued throughout his young life. I really mean that. I expected too much from him. He was a very talented athlete. I was very tough on him. I would be upset with him because he would not allow me to counsel him and teach him the way I wanted to. I was imposing my will on him. There was times I didn't talk to him for 2-3 weeks. I placed myself at fault for that. Now, love my son. We get along. We have a great relationship. Your son, you need to understand your dad loves you, and anything he's trying to do for your benefit. And sometimes we don't come across the right way as fathers, but it's out of love, nothing more, nothing less than that. So understand that. Give your dad a break in that regard, because when you get older, you're going to understand my dad really loved me. My son Michael says it to me now. He's, Dad, I know you love me. Sometimes your way of showing it was a little bit rough, but I know you love me. And your dad loves you too. So please take the lesson from me and my son, Michael Jr. Nobody could have been as tough on their son as I was, but I love him. I'd die for him. Your dad will take a bullet for you. Trust me. So love your dad and give him a break every once in a while. Maybe he's old school. He doesn't always get it right, but he loves you. And know that. And your relationship you're going to prove that out one day, without a doubt. Great question. Thank you. Will you be doing Lioness? Will you be doing more cooking shows? Absolutely. You love them. I love doing them. And we've got some great recipes lined up. We're going to be doing more cooking shows. We'll give you the recipes, things that I didn't share for a long time. But we got some great Italian recipes, some great Mexican recipes, and then some great just continental cuisine. Because I'm a foodie. My family, we're foodies. We've eaten all over the world, and we have a lot to share. My wife's a brilliant cook. My daughter, great cooks. And then we got some secrets from the old days that we're going to be sharing. So yes, we're going to be doing that. Great question. Do you ever, Chicago arcade guy, thank you very much. Do you ever miss the life? I miss the friends in that life. I miss the people that I shared, that I had a great relationship with. Do I miss the lifestyle? Come on, sometimes, well, you know what? I get treated pretty well right now. So, I mean, I can't complain. It's pretty similar in many ways. People just respond to me the right way, respond to my family. And you know what that's a result of? It's treating people the right way. Whether you're in the mob, you're in a profession, whether you're just a normal person, treat people the right way. It comes back to you. Believe me when I tell you. So, but yeah, I do miss certain aspects of the life, with respect to the relationships that I had. And I do miss my plane right now. I got to be honest with you. And my helicopter. I love those toys. They were great. I wish I had them now. And maybe I'll acquire them once again. We'll see as time goes on. But that's a great question. Austin Bratton, thank you very much, Austin. Where does all the government waste, fraud, and abuse lead to? Do you think there will be a revolution? People are getting sick of paying taxes. I am going to do an entire video on this, people. I'm going to say this. We have a right to be sick. Let me start with this. Our government put us $38 trillion in debt. You didn't do it. I didn't do it. Our government did it. We are finding out more about waste and abuse and a fraud. And all of these people in Congress on 175 grand becoming wealthy multimillionaires. And they're doing it on our tax dollars while we are suffering. If we weren't in so much debt, there wouldn't be a poverty stricken person in this country. With $38 trillion in debt, these politicians are not in debt. They're wealthy. It's the normal people that pay their taxes, and don't pay your tax, you'll go to jail or you get sued or you lose your passport or something like this. It's time that we become aware of this and we do something about it. I'm telling you, the way to straighten out this government, very quick. If everybody and something we can't do, but if everybody in the United States said, we're not paying taxes anymore, what are they going to do? Lock us all up? You would see how fast they'd straighten things out. So what's the answer? Holding these people accountable. And I'm going to talk about that. It's going to be something big for me in 2026 because I don't want to see people being abused. I got to pay my taxes and I'm still going to live okay. I don't like it because they're getting wealthy off of my dime when I got to work, and they're taking away out of my kids and my grandchildren's pockets. And all of you, they're taking it off your dinner table. So we have a right to be upset about it. And I'm going to talk about it in 2026 and how we can resolve it or go a long way to resolving it by holding these people accountable. Great question. You got me fired up. I love it. Big old Batman, thank you very much. Do you remember the moment you realized staying loyal to your values was worth more than staying loyal to the family? Yeah. You know what? I thought about that for a long time while I was in the life, but I was too conditioned to act upon it. Praise God for my wife. She made me realize that because I said, I'm not putting this girl through what my family went through. I'm too much of a target. And I'm sorry, but the family values, no, my wife comes first. Sorry, for people that disagree with that. But I also had a value. I didn't want to put people in trouble. I did not want to put people in trouble. I wasn't going into any witness protection program. I wasn't looking to put people in jail. And as a result, I suffered. I spent another 3.5 years in prison, 29 months in solitary confinement. And people out there on social media can say whatever they want. I know what happened. My family, meaning the Colombos, know what happened. One of the reasons I'm still alive and free, because they realized what I was doing was not to hurt anybody, but it was to get out of the life. Yeah, I sat down with the government, but I didn't do it to a point where I can put people in prison. And that's the bottom line. Say what you want. People don't want to go to prison. And I didn't do that. And I didn't wire myself up and I didn't cooperate and I didn't get any breaks and nothing like that. So yeah, but my wife made me realize a lot. I have to say that. She was the catalyst for it. Tom Wasso, you're 3VT. Thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate it. Michael, if The Sopranos had a new second season, would you be interested in being part of the cast? No, I would not. I'm not an actor. I'm really not. Look, I'm okay being myself and doing these videos and talking and all of that. Documentary is great, but I don't consider myself an actor. I don't want to be an actor. I will reveal that I do believe that the cameras will be rolling on a movie about my life in 2026. I do believe that. I hope I don't come back and say I was wrong because this is a crazy industry, but I do believe that the team that's got this now, the production team, is going the distance with it. I'm excited about it because they're talking about some good people in it. The script is great, so we'll see what happens. But no, I have no intention of being an actor. But thank you for at least offering that. Eric Dillman, my good friend Eric. Eric has been a loyal, great member of my platform for years. He's a tremendous artist. Eric Dillman, remember that. Anything you want, a photograph you want made into art, the guy is terrific. And I love the guy. He's very loyal and faithful. Proudly grateful for you, Michael. How do you express to those who hold different views from yours while also being careful not to hurt anyone's feelings? It seems like nowadays it's tough just to be respectful. You're right, because there's so much anger, and the anger and the resentment comes from our politicians. They're the people that are spreading this. They're the people that are supposed to be holding us together, not spreading all this mean rhetoric on both sides. Republicans, Democrats, on both sides. I'm not saying any one side is responsible. They're both responsible for this. So as a result, it trickles down and people are so angry with one another, you can't even have a conversation with them. Eric, it's tough. It's what Charlie Kirk died for. It's what he was trying to do. Have debate. And sometimes you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. Being respectful, you'll still hurt their feelings. So we got a tough task. Even I, who speaks for a living, it's my craft. People still get angry with me because they don't agree with me. And I'm not trying to put them down. I'm just trying to give a different point of view. So we got to deal with it as best we can. Be respectful all the time. That helps. But you're gonna incite people no matter what, just because they disagree with you. And if the people on the top would ever get it right, you wouldn't see this on the bottom. You wouldn't see it, Eric. Great question. We'll go over this more in our platform, for sure, in the family. Robert Sullivan, another great guy. Robert has turned his life around. I'm so proud of him. Again, a member of my platform at one time. Great, got a lot of heart. He was struggling with some certain issues in his life, and he's been able to turn it around. He reports to me. I don't mean reporting away. Emails me. We'll stay in touch. Very proud of you, Robert. Keep up the great work. In all your years of ministry and speaking, what is one moment where you felt, this is why God kept me alive? Oh my gosh, Robert. There's been so many moments. And you know why? Because I have the privilege of people talking to me and letting me know that I've had an impact on their life. And you know what? There's no better feeling in life than you being able to help somebody. When people say it's better to give than to receive, man, I can say that a million times over. The feeling that you get when somebody has been encouraged or has turned their life around or feels that they've been blessed by something you had to share, I get it so often, and I'm so grateful for it. And it never gets old. It's why I keep doing what I'm doing. Great question, Robert. Thank you. Shazam Gaming, thank you very much. Will we ever get to buy that painting behind you? Yes. Okay, I have to announce this. I'm going to be doing a live with my partner. He's the artist. I do nothing but give him some ideas. I'm not an artist. He's terrific. We're going to be making this available for you on a live very, very soon. Huh? It's available right now. Yes, you can go to Golden Era Collection.com, goldeneracollections.com, and you can buy it right now. But we're going to be making it available to everybody. We've been kind of slow doing that. I can't offer everything to everybody all the time. And I'm not a guy that's out there that's selling everything that we have, but people come to me with these beautiful things that we want to share. So goldeneracollections.com. I'm not sure if it's collections or collection. So if you do it with the S on the end of collections and it don't work, then just do goldeneracollection.com. You can buy it right now. Not only this, but he's got a number of great products up there. He's terrific. Okay, thank you. Mike Flopper 1312. Thank you very much. Who is the most evil mobster you ever met? Oh, I don't like to judge people that way by calling them evil, but the person that did the most evil things that I know of had to be Roy DeMeo and Greg Scarpa. These are people that you've heard, I'm sure. Roy DeMeo and Greg Scarpa. They did evil things. I don't want to label them, as being, I don't know what was in their heart, but they did some pretty evil things. I'd have to say that. Roy DeMeo and Greg Scarpa. I put them both on the same level. From the UK, thank you. I might be coming back there on a tour. We'll see. You snooze, you news. Thank you very much, my friend. Mr. Franzese, do you think foreign governments have led us into forever wars? Is there a way to reduce their influence? Yes, I do. And I think it's our leadership that has to analyze these situations properly and then act properly. Maybe there's wars we didn't need to be in for 20 years. What war do we have to stay in for 20 years? It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's leadership. It's poor leadership. So yes, okay, foreign countries that want our assistance have led us into endless wars. I'm telling you this, if I was in control, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. I would not allow it. I wouldn't put our military at risk in an endless war. There has to be a conclusion to the war, period. And I'm so proud of our presidents, and I have to say this, even with Joe Biden, okay, not bringing us into Ukraine as far as our military and not bringing us into Gaza. We don't want our military there. We don't want people dying in foreign countries, so, and Trump. Trump has done that, and he said he won't do it. So Biden and Trump, thank you. And I don't ever give Biden a pat on the back, but when he deserves it, he gets it. He didn't put our military at risk, and I appreciate that. Of course, we had Afghanistan, but that was just a stupid blunder on his part. Well, I don't want to get into all of that. All right, one more question, and then we got to move on. Aneurysm. I hope you don't have one. I've been fighting with my faith or lack of faith my whole life. When I feel like I need a relationship with Jesus, my heart tells me I can't. I live right, I work hard, I take care of my family, but faith is my Achilles heel. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. I never believed that Jesus could forgive me for the things that I did in my past. All right? You're just not understanding Jesus. I'm going to encourage you. You need to have a relationship with Jesus. How do you have a relationship with it? I'm going to tell you, you need this book. And I'm going to tell you this, buy the wine tonight and get the book. And if you don't buy the wine, leave your information. I'm sending you the book, because that's a question that I've been dealing with people for 30 years. And I've been able to encourage them. And so many of them come back to me and taken the next step. And this book has helped a lot. This book is for you. It's for you. My 50 life lessons, they're for you. You can have a relationship with Jesus. He wants it with you more than you can understand. And he wants it right now, the same way he wanted it with me, a former mobster. You can do it. I can't spend time on this now, but please leave your information or get in touch with me or get in my membership platform, because anybody that needs Jesus or that wants him, is desperation at this point, because we're not guaranteed another second in this life, people. And the fact that you want Jesus but can't seem to find him, you're just not doing it. You're just not seeking it the right way, or there's something. So please be in touch with me. Okay, we're going to come back and do a few more questions later. I need to excuse myself for 1 minute. I will be right back, people. Don't go away. Very much for giving me that minute. All right, where are we going now? Okay, I want to do something that's kind of funny right now. You've heard me use the expression Mama Luke. For those of you that don't know where that comes from, it's an Italian expression when somebody's like a goofball, Mama Luke. Instead of calling him Goofy, we call him a Mama Luke. If you look at the, what was the fight movie? Oh gosh, with Robert De Niro. Raging Bull. There's a scene in there when Robert De Niro, the Raging Bull, he said, I'm a Mama Luke. Look at me, I'm a Mama Luke. And Joe Pesci looks at him and said, Mama Luke. Yeah, it's so funny. That expression is so funny. And I've called people Mama Lukes throughout the years. And so what I have arranged now, I've got 20 people that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to tell you my top 3 Mama Lukes of the year. All right? Okay. All right. But so I want you to think about this, okay? Mama Lukes. We're going to give the Mama Lukes of the year. And there's so many to choose from. There's no shortage. But before that, let me remind you again, people. Look at this bottle. I am so proud of this. This is the case that it comes in, and a picture of me with a big 50 in gold, and it's remade. I keep stressing this. I don't want any comments. Michael, you're glorifying the fact that you were made. No, I'm not. I'm glorifying the fact that I'm alive and free 50 years later when everybody I ran with is either dead or in prison for the rest of their life. And why did that happen? Because I've been remade. Not the fact that I was made 50 years ago, but that I've been remade. And that's what we're celebrating. And on the bottom, it says this: your circumstances in life don't define you, your decisions do. How to turn adversity into an advantage. So here's what you get. Okay, you get this beautiful case, you get this terrific bottle of wine. All right, and the Aurenia is great. I challenge. Let me tell you something. We brought this into Wolfgang Puck, and he looked at it and he said, "You know what?" He tasted it. He said, "I love it." He thought that this was going to be a very expensive bottle of wine. When I gave him the price, he couldn't believe it, and he made it in his Beverly Hills store one of his table wines. This is the wine. You buy it by a glass. It's priced right because I don't overprice or outprice any of my people. I want everybody to be able to be involved with me in some way, shape, or form. You're going to love the taste. The world's oldest vineyards from Armenia. Armenian wine is becoming very popular as a result of what we're doing. We're the flagship. We're leading the way. We're opening the door. People are loving it. So, okay, you get this. I'm going to sign the case for you, 100%. You're going to get it signed. You're going to put that wherever you like it. You're going to open the bottle or save it, whatever you. Our Rennies, you can buy it anytime. On the cap, there's going to be a QR code, and you're going to hit the QR code, and it's going to give you my 50 life lessons. Okay, that's free to everybody. 50 life lessons. I'm going to sign it, like I said. And for those of you, you can buy either one bottle, 3 bottles, or 6 bottles. For those of you that buy 3 or 6, you get an autographed copy of my book, God the Father. And again, I put my heart and soul in this book, and I think it'll really help you. The start of the new year. People, you want to be the best possible you that you can be, then you got to work on yourself starting tomorrow. Starting tomorrow. This is it. Make a commitment tonight. You buy this by midnight tonight, and you get all of this. Midnight tonight. It's not going to be available after that because I got to start my life in 2026. I got a wine company. I got pizza. I got social media. I got travels. I got all this stuff that I'm doing. And people, my membership platform, I got to tell you, I'm so proud of the people in there. They're loving the platform. They're sharing it. It's growing. I really encourage you. I'm telling you, when you see what it costs to be in that membership platform, just so that we can survive and put all the life lessons and put all the courses and everything in there, you're not going to believe it. Because most of these membership platforms, forget about it. You got to go take out a loan to be part of it. Not with me. I don't do that to anybody. All right? I don't. And I refuse to do that. I'm okay. God has blessed me in my life in so many different ways. I want to make my stuff available to everybody. So look at the links, get involved with my family, get frenzieswine.com, get it by midnight tonight. I got to know how many bottles that I have to sign, and let's get this going. Okay, let's go to Mama Luke of the Year. You're going to agree, you're going to disagree, but we're going to have some fun with this. I wish there was a way that you can vote. Can they vote, my team? I don't know. Anyway, let me name them, and then I'm going to give you what my picks are, and then put in your comment section what your picks are. All right, this is going to be fun. All right, number 1, Rachel Zegler. You know who she is? She starred in Snow White, and she went out there and she continued to fuel backlash from her Snow White press tour by criticizing traditional interpretations of the franchise. You remember what she said? She went and played Snow White and then knocked Snow White, and alienating her core audience. Critics said her comments made a PR problem worse. So how do you be starring something and then go knock everything that you starred for? I mean, Snow White is like, come on, it's beloved. Snow White was beloved from Disney. Walt Disney turning around in his grave when he heard this Mama Luke talk the way she talked. All right, let's move on. Oh my God. Every time I just got a vision of her and it drives me crazy. Whoopi Goldberg. On The View in June 2025, she compared life for Black Americans in the U.S. to life under Iran's authoritarian regime, prompting widespread online outrage and calls for her firing. Even the blacks were upset with her. How the heck do you call America, blacks living in America, the same as those people under the Iran regime? The woman is crazy. And here's what she said: not if you're black, quote, in response to a co-host distinguishing conditions in Iran versus the US when discussing human rights and structural oppression, per her co-host Elisa Farah Griffin's remarks about life under Iran's morality laws. Come on. Blacks in America, we're not saying that they weren't oppressed at one time. We're not saying that they got troubles. We're not saying that racism doesn't exist. But you compare it to life in Iran, Mameluke, Whoopi Goldberg. As a matter of fact, the whole view of Mamelukes. Okay. The remarks sparked social media blowback, with users calling the comparison insulting and historically inaccurate given Iran's strict dress codes and executions. And I can go on, but she's a total Mameluke. All right, Kathy Griffin, in 2025, doubled down on provocative political commentary while promoting her tour and online content. Here's what she did. She publicly claimed she might be targeted under a potential Trump administration, saying, "Come see me before I'm in one of those internment camps." I mean, do you think you're that important, Kathy Griffin, that Trump is going to come after you? Verbally, because Trump goes after people verbally all the time. But he's going to put you in an internment camp? Who do you think you are? You're nothing but a Mameluke, Kathy Griffin. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. Dylan Mulvaney. He remained a culture war focus by continuing to enrage publicly with fallout from previous brand controversies tied to Bud Light and other media appearances. You remember Dylan Mulvaney. There was a big backlash because Budweiser used that. And she just, she, whatever, just continued, making it worse. Continued. Mameluke without a doubt. Given an opportunity, totally blew it. Sean Diddy Combs. What can I say about Diddy Combs? I don't have to read anything about him. Mameluke is being polite to him. Being polite. I don't even know if he's in the Mameluke category, but is a polite word to put on him. Let's put it that way. Mamdani, Mayor Mamdani. I'm going to get some criticism on that, but I don't care. He continued to use fiery activist rhetoric throughout 2025 that critics said veered toward extremist-leaning messaging, reducing broader public sympathy. Is Mamdani a Mameluke? I think there's other words we can use to describe him, but, Mameluke, again, might be being very polite. People saying, give him a chance. He's a socialist. Why would I give him a chance? I don't agree with his policies. I don't agree with his ideology. Give him a chance. This is not a socialist country. So no, he don't have a chance with me. He is a Mameluke. Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, one entry. The NBA fallout in 2025. You remember the whole big gambling scandal with both of these people, Rozier and Chauncey Billups. What did they need it for? Because they're gamblers and they can't help themselves at times. Yes, they're Mamelukes. I want to be kind to them. They're Mamelukes. Believe me, it very much applies to them. Jimmy Kimmel, total Mameluke. In 2025, he sparked backlash over monologues perceived as tone deaf or overly political, briefly retreated from public view, returned without addressing criticism, reinforcing negative optics. He's a Mameluke. Come on. I mean, he's not even funny anymore. And all these late night comedians that, all of a sudden they became political hacks. That's all they are. They're there to make people funny. What happened to Johnny Carson? Those were the days. That was real late night TV. Now all they do is criticize who they like, and obviously Trump is the main target. Total Mameluke. Ilhan Omar. Oh my gosh. You know who she is, the congresswoman from Minnesota, embroiled in a whole big fraud matter right now with Minnesota, along with that other crazy guy. I'm going to get to him. But she drew criticism in 2025 for high-profile votes against defense spending and foreign policy positions. You know what? That's the least of her problems right now. The whole thing with the Somalis. Again, Mameluke would be very kind to her at this point. I think more like, fraud, embezzler, phony, hypocrite. So if we call her a Mama Luke, we're being kind to you, Elon. Let's move on. Governor Tim Walz, you know what? Again, he's the governor. It's his state. He's responsible. You see what's going on with all this billions of dollars of fraud, taxpayer money fraud. Okay. Tim Walz, he's the governor. He's defending himself. He's going to lose that battle. You know, if the Department of Justice that we have now ever gets off their rear end and starts holding these people accountable rather than just talking about it, Congress too. Oh, this is terrible. Nobody's getting indicted. Nobody's being held accountable. All they do is talk. If they get off their rear end like they would if it was you or me or an American citizen, we'll start to see some of these people being held accountable. But Tim Walz, just the way he carries himself, he is a Mama Luke. He may be a fraud. He may be a thief. He may be a jerk, all of that. But he's definitely a Mama Luke, just the way he carries himself. So he's there. Okay, keep going. Nick Fuentes. Nick, to me, he's so controversial. I call him a Mama Luke just for the things that he said. If you don't know who he is, just go on social media. Can't miss him. He's everywhere right now. He's the guy that denies the Holocaust, although he's coming around now, realizing that was stupid. A lot of things going on with him. I'll call him a Mama Luke. He's just very opinionated. He's not hurting anybody. He's very opinionated. So Mama Luke. Gavin Newsom, biggest Mama Luke there is. He's a goofball. He's a Mama Luke, but he's worse than that. What he's done to this state that I live in is horrendous. And all we need to do is hope and pray he never becomes president. Never. Because he will destroy America like he's destroyed California. And it's coming back to haunt him. He cannot get himself. He dug too big of a hole here. Gavin Newsom. Tyler Robinson. You know what? I don't think I can call him a Mama Luke. Right now, is he a murderer? We're going to find out. The investigation's still going on. He's under indictment. He's in prison. It's just horrible. I don't know if I want to include him in this at all. Let's just leave it alone, because if he is guilty of this, he's a lot worse than a Mama Luke. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC. In 2025, she faced scrutiny for luxury travel optics, high-profile appearances that critics said undercut her working-class narrative, especially and broader economical concerns. You know what? She is a Mama Luke. She really is. She's another one that's enriching herself by becoming a member of Congress, goes in there. She was a waitress or a bartender before that. Now she's becoming wealthy. You know what? She's a Mama Luke. Let's hope she's nothing worse than a Mama Luke. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I call her a Mama Luke. It's going to be tough picking the best one. Letitia James, she turned high-profile prosecutions into perceived political theater in 2025, prompting accusations from both sides of the aisle of selective enforcement for political purposes. Well, she ran saying that she was going to go after Donald Trump. That's how she became the attorney, the district attorney. She ran on that. Is she a Mama Luke? Yeah. She was going to be indicted for fraud or something. I don't know if the case was dismissed or whatever. She's a Mama Luke. Maybe worse than that, but definitely a Mama Luke. Jasmine Crockett. Oh, my God. Definitely a Mama Luke. You know why? This is what she said. She said it at a hearing, a public hearing, that the police are not there to protect you. The police are not there to stop crime before it happens. They're not there for that. That's not their job. They're not supposed to stop crime. They're only supposed to investigate it afterwards. That's the biggest Mama Luke statement I ever heard. And she's a person in Congress. Of course, the police are there to, to stop crime before it starts. What are they in blue for? What do they walk the beat for? What are they on horseback for? What are they driving in their cars for? To prevent the crime, so that you see them and the crime doesn't happen. You want to make the crime happen and then go investigate it? Mama Luke. What a mom. And that's only one of many things that she said. And by the way, mean to her staff, drives around on private planes, making herself wealthy on taxpayer money, put her in office again. Now she wants to run for the Senate. Mama Luke. Kamala Harris. What could I say that hasn't been said already? With her book tour, her She's a total Mama Luke. And if she runs for anything again, she's going to be Mama Luke plus. That's all I can say. The woman lost because she's incompetent. She's incompetent to be in office. She proved it everywhere she went. Let's move on. Stephen Colbert. I don't like this guy. He became a focal point in late night culture wars in 2025 as the Late Show's ratings softened and critics argued he leaned harder into partisan commentary. Of course, on air lines like "Go F Yourself" in political exchanges were cited as exemplifying his shift from satire to antagonism. Yes, he became a political hack. He's not funny. He just wants to get into politics because he doesn't have any jokes. He's just not funny. He's the total Mama Luke. Total. Jennifer Welsh. Okay, this woman. She went after Erica Kirk. Crazy went after Erica Kirk. For those of you that don't know her, you're blessed not to know her. She's a horrible human being. At least her presence is horrible. I don't know what she is in her personal life, but her presence, the way she puts herself out there, horrible. In 2025, she maintained a brand of relentless outrage, combative commentary that critics said cemented her as an ideological fire starter rather than a constructive voice. She just goes after people in a mean way. She went after Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk and, bad. Mama Luke, total Mama Luke. Hope you turn her off. And this, need I say anything more? Candace Owens. She's being outed. She's being found out. Her people are turning on her. You know, she is a total Mama Luke. I have to say it just because she is just, look, she rose to the top of the social media platforms by going after people and spreading information that she can't back up. She's a total Mama Luke. I hope she's only a Mama Luke. That's all I hope, because she's caused a lot of damage to people. She's pointing at everybody for being complicit in Charlie Kirk's murder. She went after the Macrons. She got fired from everywhere she went. I mean, the woman is just, she's not a nice person the way she's presenting herself. I don't know her in her personal life. Other people do and have not spoken well about her. But I don't know what's wrong with her. I really don't. But she goes after everybody. I don't think she's coming from a good place. That's my perception. That's how I perceive her. Boom. Is she a Mama Luke? Yeah. Let me give you my top 3 out of this. And I want to hear what your votes are. Vote. Okay. Some people I'm taking out of the Mama Luke category because I think they're more than that. But I have to put at the top of the list, this guy is such a goofball. My top 3, Tim Walz. He's a goofball. He may not be a fraud. He may be incompetent. He may be, dumb. He may be a goofball. He may be a lot of bad things. And we're going to find out if he capitalized on any of this huge fraud that they're uncovering, fraud of taxpayer money, abuse of young kids. And that's what it's coming out to be, because the money was supposed to go to them and it didn't. It went in people's pockets. If he was aware of this, and if he enriched himself as a result, he's much worse than a Mama Luke. But let's just say, just by the way he presents himself, he's a total Mama Luke. I look at him, he's a joke. This guy ever became vice president, we would be the laughingstock of the world. Joke. Tim Walz, top Mama Luke. Number 2, in my view, Kamala Harris. Come on, Mama Luke. The woman is not competent enough to be in public office, not in the offices that she seeks, not in the presidency, not in the vice presidency, not in the governorship, not in the Senate, and not in Congress. If there is a lesser platform because she does have some experience, okay. But those 5 offices that I just named, she is not competent enough. That's the bottom line. She makes more mistakes and gaffes. It's goofy. Even in her book, she's got her own people turning against her. She's a total Mama Luke. Her and Tim Walz, top of the chain, top of the food chain. Number 3, Gavin Newsom. Total Mama Luke. He has destroyed California. And you're going to hear a lot more about this if he decides to run in 2026 for president. Everything that he's done is going to come out. I'm going to highlight it, and so is everybody else. This guy is a hypocrite from the first order. Total hypocrite. First order. But he's goofy the way he presents himself. So he can be a Mamaluke. He might be a lot worse. He might be a thief. He might be a fraud. He might be a hypocrite. He might have been a destroyer. He's destroyed Pacific Palisades, $100 million they can't find that was donated there, for the relief. He's done a lot of things. $15 or $16 billion to build a railway that not even 1 foot of track has been laid. Where's the money? He's going to have to explain this because I'm not getting off of it, and neither are a lot of people. Let him run for president and let everybody see what he's done for this beautiful state that I reside in. 3 top Mamalukes: Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, Kamala Harris, and Gavin Newsom. And I do have to give an honorable mention to both Rachel Ziegler. She screwed it up. She gets a starring role in Snow White and then screws it up with her mouth. Dumb. And now she's like a pariah. And she's a good actress. Keep your mouth shut. Amazing singer. Great. Her talent is there. But use your talent. Use your mouth for your talent and stay out of everything else because you don't know what you're talking about. So she gets honorable mention. Whoopi Goldberg. I don't like that woman at all. She's a racist. That's all she talks about. She's just anti-Trump. She's got TDS. She don't know what she's talking about. She's lucky she's got a job on The View. That's it. Honorable mention. All right, I can go on and on, but I think that's enough. All right, so let me see your comments. I want to see what you have to say. I'm excited to read them. All right, we're moving on. People, we're on this. Okay. Here it is again. Okay. 50 years we're I get so amped up that I can't talk right. 50 years we're commemorating, but remember this, people. It was 50 years ago on Halloween night, 1975, that I took a blood oath. My boss at that time, acting boss for Carmine Persico, was Tom DeBella. Underboss, acting underboss, Andrew Russo, who was my cop de regime. I loved Andrew. He's passed on now, so is Tom, whatever. That was the night that I took a blood oath and got made man. But remember with this bottle, we're not glorifying the life, and I'm not celebrating being a made man. I'm celebrating being remade. How many of you want to be remade in 2026? This is what's going to encourage you. Remade. A guy like me, a mobster, a criminal, has been able to turn his life around, and from being made has become remade. That's what all of you can do. And why can you do that? Okay, but first let me show you the bottle. Beautiful bottle, great wine inside. Look at that. Is that beautiful? And the wine is terrific. And it's priced so right. Everybody can enjoy it. Remember this, last year we were in 400 locations. Now we're breaking 4,000. That's how popular it's become. This is our flagship wine, Areni, our flagship bottle. But look at that. It's beautiful. Remade. You buy this by midnight tonight because it's a limited offer. Midnight tonight. I'm going to be signing this personally. I sign it. I've never used the auto pen. That's not for me. I've signed everything that I've ever signed. It's my signature. That's it. Everything is real. All right. I'll be signing this. You'll be having the bottle. Now here's the real bonus. Where's the top of this? What do I do with it? Where is it, Dave? I don't know. Okay. Anyway. Oh, it's on here. Okay, Mike, come on. There's going to be a QR code in here, and you're going to be able to, and this is free. You put your phone up there, get the QR code, and you're going to get my 50 life lessons that I've learned over the course of a life. I'm alive and free for a reason, people. Been very, very blessed. And there's lessons that I've learned from the street, in the boardroom, in my life personally, okay, that you're not going to get anywhere else. And I mean that. When you come from the street, you learn things. And if you use them the right way, they're a real benefit to you. You're going to get my 50 life lessons only for you when you buy this. And as a bonus, you can buy either 1 bottle, 3 bottles, or 6 bottles For those of you that buy 3 and 6 bottles, you're going to get a copy, an autographed copy of my book, God the Father. I've told you, I've written 4 books on my 6th right now. It'll be released next year, but this I put my heart in. There's thousands of these books in prisons across the country, in different places that I've given away, and it's been such an encouragement to people. So along with my 50 life lessons, you buy 3 or 6, you get the book free of charge. Okay? My membership platform, we have a lot of courses in there, mastermind courses, mastery courses. All right? Become part of the family, you got it. All right? And like I said, you go and join one of these masterminds. Look at how much you got to pay. Not with me. All right? We just keep it alive so that we can keep putting the resources in there. I have a great team. Every one of my teams, they're people of faith. We don't beat people. All right? That's it. So by midnight tonight, you get the bottle, you get the delicious wine, you get it autographed by me, you get 50 life lessons from the street to where I am now, and you get the book, God the Father, if you buy 3 or 6. It's an offer you can't refuse, people. You know what? And again, I want to take this time to thank you. We've grown in this company because all of you. Yes, we put out a good product. Yes, we make it available. Yes, we price it right. But you have to react to it. You have to love it. And you're doing that and you're spreading the word, and we appreciate it. But this is not about just drinking wine. And people, I want to tell you something. I don't go to a bar and order wine. Wine to me has family value to it. My grandfather, who fathered 19 children, used to make the wine in his basement, came here from Italy. He gave it to us when we were 10 years old. Drink this wine, it's good. It was always on the table around family gatherings. That's how I look at wine. It brings us together. Not telling you to get drunk, none of that stuff, people. It just tastes good, and it's around family, and it's around friends. Even in the mob, we always had a bottle of wine on the table. That's how we just made our relationships, not pushing it for any other way. Because I love it. I love to drink wine. I'm being honest with you. I don't get drunk. I never had a DUI, never seen me drunk out in public, none of that stuff. I don't do that. I enjoy it around my family and my friends. That's what it's all about. Okay? All right. So now we're going to go to some more questions. But remember, midnight tonight, wherever you are, midnight tonight. It's a limited offer because we can't do this all the time. People have been responding so well to our offers because we give them quantity and quality. That's the reason why. And remember, you put this on your shelf, people, okay? And let it remind you, you're having a bad day. Wait a minute. I'm being remade starting tomorrow. It's 2026 at 12:01 tonight. Starting tomorrow. No wait. And I want to help you. 50 lessons. Great book. And if you go into my membership platform, you're going to continue to get it throughout the year. That's it. All right, more questions. Here we go. Here we go. I'm coming, Vlad. Oh, where are you? Okay, here we go. Assassination report. Thank you very much. Once again, we really appreciate the super questions, I think, or super text, super chats. Thank you very much. Assassination reports, very generous of you. Thank you. What happened to Cosa Nostra in New Orleans after Carlos Marcello died? It's still alive there. I'm going to be in New Orleans this coming weekend. I have an event there. There is a big presence, believe it or not. New Orleans is one of those cities. The mob really never left. Carlos Marcello had such an impact on the state and really the city of New Orleans. So it's never left. There is no Cosa Nostra like it was back in my era. I always say the golden years of that life were from the 40s to the mid 80s. And that's when the RICO statute really came crashing down on everybody. But the presence is still there, and it's still felt in New Orleans. I can feel it. And I know some people there. It's still there, but not to the degree it was. Okay, good question. Nicholas Crawford, thank you very much, Nicholas. Have you looked into Kazarian's revelation? I have not, but I will. Revelation 2.9. I have not, but thank you for making me aware of it, and I will. Good question. Thank you. Pilot 4, Prophet 661. Thank you very much, Pilot. Don't apologize for your heartfelt views. They belong to you. You know what? Thank you so much for saying that. I do have a tendency to apologize because I don't want to offend anyone. I don't mind offending people in government. They deserve to be offended because of what they do to us. And I don't mind offending people that put false information out there, or people that are mean spirited and come at you for the wrong way, or people that spread false information. I don't mind offending them. But people that disagree with me, I don't want to offend those people. And so I do have a tendency to say, you know what, I'm sorry for, because there are honest people that just disagree with you. And I'm not being offensive when I express my point of view. But thank you for saying that, because many, many people say that to me, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Ryan Brown, thank you very much, Ryan. Who was in the back of the car with you and Jimmy Angelino? You know, he was a recruit at the time. Gosh, I don't remember. I don't know if I ever saw him after that day again. He was a recruit. I don't even remember his name at this point. Uh, but he was a guy that got me concerned about that night. But let me think on it. Maybe his name will come to me. And you know, Jimmy got killed in a similar way. They walked him into a room, and he didn't walk out again years later. Horrible story, but that's a great question. Thank you. Bad Blood 226. Thank you very much. Hey, Michael, have you heard about John Pork? I have not. Maybe you can enlighten me in the comment. I don't know who he is. Or, send me a message, a DM on one of the social media platforms. I don't, but if you think he's somebody I should know, let me know. Ryan Brown, who was made with you and what were their fates? Everyone made with me. I'll answer that I'm doing a video on that coming up. So I don't want to answer it right now, but the other four guys that were made with me are all dead. There was one guy that says he was made with me and he's still alive. I'm going to be interviewing him. I know who he is. I don't think that he was made with me that night. And if he was, I'll cop to it and say I made a mistake. But I don't think he was. My recollection, and obviously it's 50 years ago, my recollection is the other four men that were made with me are all dead. But if I'm wrong, I'll say it. I have no problem. Listen, I've made mistakes. You know, my memory isn't crystal clear on everything, and I've made mistakes. I will say that. And they are mistakes. They're not intentional misleading. So when I do interview this person next month, if he was really with me, I'll let you know. So you know what? He might be right and I'm wrong. So three of them are dead. The other fourth is still alive. He's in bad shape, I can tell you that. And then it's me. So I'll let you know. But that's a great question. Okay. Here we go. Who was made with you? Okay. Rachel Ziegler. Snow White isn't going to be saved by the prince. The prince. Oh, thank God, because I'm here for your stepmother anyway. Yeah, I mean, Derek Lopez, thank you very much for your donation. Yeah, I mean, she's definitely a Mama Luke, no question about it. Okay, Bud Vibes, thank you very much, Bud Vibes. Can you talk about Montreal mob boss Vito Rizzuto? I don't know Vito Rizzuto, but I know enough about him. Yes, and so many people from Canada have been asking me to do a video on him, and I think I will do that. I'm going to tell my team, let's prepare something. I do know a fair amount about him, so I'll do something. I'm not going to expand upon it now, but that's a good question. And yes, I will do it. I promise you, I'll do a video on Vito Rizzuto. Powerful guy. Nicholas Crawford again. Thank you very much. Review Zootopia or The Blacklist with James Spader. Zootopia. My wife likes that movie. Yeah, she loved that movie. As a matter of fact, isn't Zootopia 2 out? Have you seen it yet? All right. You want me to review? That's not mob related or anything, but I guess I can do that. Is it appropriate? Okay. My wife just said we'll do it. She's the boss of this family. I can tell you that. All you great women out there, you know you're really the boss of the family. We understand that. But hey, she's earned it. Why not? Certain things I take control of. Right, babe? Yeah. Okay. She agreed. We're good. And The Blacklist with James Spader. I hear that's a great series. I haven't seen it, but he's a great actor, and maybe we can get around to that also. But thank you, Nicholas. Thank you. Polly Kranz. Hello, Mike. Happy New Year. Thank you. Just donating for that reason. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. We're going to go to YouTube, and we're going to read some of the chats from YouTube now. Before I do that, let me say this again, okay? Please, by midnight tonight, this is it. Signed from me, Remade. We're celebrating 50 years of Remade, and we're going to remake ourselves in 2026. Even if we're at the top of our game, we can do better. You're going to get signed. This is going to be signed by me. You're going to get a terrific looking bottle with a great taste, Areni. It's great. I'm telling you, you're going to love this wine. People are just flipping out over it, along with our blackberry. And by the way, excuse me for a minute. This is my blackberry wine. Out of our 4 fruit wines, this is my favorite. This and the strawberry. Really good, people. I enjoy it. Pomegranate out of the fruit wines, I think, is selling the best because it's been there the longest. The other 3 are going to catch up. Trust me. Remember, if you buy 3 bottles, or you can buy 1, 3, or 6. If you buy 3 or 6, you get a signed copy of God the Father. This book is going to be an encouragement to you. I promise you. There's thousands of these that I've donated everywhere. The comments back are great because I put my heart in this. And then, of course, the cap right here. Once again, it's not here now. You're going to get a QR code with the 50 life lessons that I've learned that have allowed me to become remade and be here and alive and free to talk to you all. All right, I'm going to YouTube now. I'm going to do some of the chats, and I think YouTube and Rumble are both alive on here. Let me go there now. People, I like answering your questions, and I like the chat. Look, I'm a people's guy. My wife will tell you. We just recently came from Vegas, and because of my outreach, my social media, the documentaries, the done, I get stopped quite a bit now. And my wife just keeps going because I engage with these people. They want to take a photo. We want to talk. I thank them because if it wasn't for all of you, I wouldn't have a platform. And I realize that. My head is very much down to earth. All right. So I appreciate it. I take the time to engage. I am a people's person because I enjoy it. I'll be honest with you. I really do. Okay, here we go. Those of you know that my 2 daughters have a platform. I hope you're watching them. They're terrific. They throw me under the bus every once in a while, but they're great. Okay, let's go to the live chat. Where is it? Oh, where am I? Vlad, help me out here. Oh, I'm trying to find it. I'm not the real technical guy, people. That's why I have a great team. Let me find it. End of the year live stream. Here it is. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, all right, we're in the chat right now. Here we go. Wow, there's a lot. Let me start from the beginning. Okay, Plenty will go Byron. Michael, do you still have the Bible that the guard gave you on your first night in solitary? I do have it somewhere. We moved recently and I got to look through all my stuff, but yes, I do have it. It's kind of old and everything, but yes, I cherish that Bible. I do have it. Mayor, you're the head, but the wife is the one that turns it. I love that. And you're absolutely right. Guys, it doesn't demean you in any way to admit that the wife runs the family in many ways. And if she does, that means you're a great man. I really mean that in a good sense. You got to have a good relationship back and forth. But you know what? You got to cater to your women, man. Come on. We have to do that, especially when you got a good one. You don't have a good one, but I'm not going to get myself in trouble. Okay. Sylvester, Michael, I write to you at Hungary, Europe. What do you think about the situation in Minnesota? I think it's terrible. This Democratic Party, and they're still criticizing Trump. I don't agree with him. What's happened in Minnesota is it's disgusting. What happened with U.S. aid? Disgusting. What happened with $38 trillion in debt? Disgusting. All from our leadership. And I hope these people are held accountable. I'm going to do a video on it. We have to rise up, not in a violent way, not in a protesting way. We have to get into the heads of these people that think they control us and let them understand we've had enough. And we're going to do that in 2026. That's one of my commitments because I can't stand that anymore. Fraud after fraud after fraud. We look at them. Private planes, they're public servants. That's all they are. They're supposed to be serving us, and we're serving them. And then they have the nerve to come back to us and ask us for more money to make up for the money that they stole or defrauded. Crazy stuff. We're going to deal with it. Okay. All right, George Fustas. This guy has a lot of nerve talking about his wine the way he does. It's available for everyone. Who the hell can dish out $100 for a bottle? Okay, I'm going to answer that, and I'm glad I looked at it. People, let me tell you something. This is a special offer. Our wine is nowhere near $100 a bottle. Our wine is under $30 a bottle. All of our wines under $30 a bottle. Okay, and some of them are under $20 a bottle. So please don't give me that. All right, this is a special edition. Not only this, we've spent a lot of money to put this together. This doesn't come for free. And the fact that it's in limited quantity means a lot. That means you spend more to get less. So we're not charging $100 a bottle and in addition to this, we're giving our 50 life lessons free of charge. Okay, you don't have to join our membership platform to get into that. In addition to that, we're giving a book that is on. Go and look and see what this book costs on our website when we sell it. In addition to that, I'm signing every bottle. That may not mean a lot to you, but it means a lot to a lot of people. I know, because I've signed hundreds of thousands of books and bottles throughout my life, maybe millions. So please don't get insulted. Go out and look at what wine costs. There's wine out there for $3,000 a bottle. I drank a wine from my friends for $15,000 for the bottle. Any wine under $30 a bottle, you got a bargain if it's a good wine. And ours is less than that. So please, you can put your chats in there. I'll respond because I can respond the right way. We don't gouge anybody. It's not what we do. But thank you for bringing that out. You gave me the opportunity to say that. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Glenda Harden, we just purchased our third order of your wines. They're very delicious. My last order, we got all the fruit wines, but haven't had a chance to try them yet. But the bottles are beautiful. Thank you very much. And you're going to enjoy the wine. You're going to pick a favorite. Please let me know. Mine happens to be the blackberry. I like the strawberry too. I'm not cool on a pomegranate. So many people like pomegranate. I don't like pomegranates to begin with. I don't eat that fruit. And the cherry is good too. Cherry's a little bit stronger, but try them all and tell me which one you like the best. Thank you. Okay, a few more. Here's a JJ Biggins. The wine for $100 a bottle was well worth it. Best wine ever and helps to support the defeat of child trafficking. Yes, we did this. We had another special offer. We did charge $100 a bottle. It was a beautiful commemorative bottle in limited quantity, and it launched our commitment to give to a foundation that supports the rescuing of children that have been trafficked. And from now on, from that point on, we donate a percentage of every bottle of wine that's sold, including this one, okay, to prevent the human trafficking of children, to rescue them and to rehabilitate them. That's our commitment, and we do it. Every single bottle. We launched it with a commemorative bottle. And again, those commemorative bottles are not cheap when you get them in limited quantity. But thank you for expressing that. We appreciate it very much. So yes, you buy this bottle of wine, we donate to that foundation. Absolutely. Two more questions, or two more. Two more. It would be nice if we sell the wine in Canada. It's coming. In 2026, the wine will be available in Canada and many other countries. Did you ever get to see the inside of the Bergen Hunt and Fish Club in Ozone Park? Yes, I did. I was there not several times, but on a few occasions. Yes, I did. I visited John's club there. Okay. Hey, Michael, what do you have to say about Joey Molino saying God did not change you, but the handcuffs did? Joey Molino is ill-informed, uninformed. Okay. Handcuffs didn't change anything. I did 5 years in prison prior to that and still came out, yeah. It didn't change anything. So please, if we want to talk about other Mamalukes in the mob, we can go there maybe one day. But you know what? I wish Joey well. Let him do his thing. I understand how he presents himself on social media. It's fine with me. He can say whatever he wants, just not true, period. And you know what? It's really not nice to knock anybody's faith, period, unless you really find them out to be a fraud and a hypocrite. I don't know what faith Joey practices, but I hope he practices it well. And I wouldn't knock him for it, honestly. but whatever. Here's the last question. Okay. My wife is handling it to me. Mr. Michael, if you had to give Sam, my business partner, a mafia nickname, what would it be? Oh, I'd have to say Sam the Armenian or something like that, because that's how we got our nicknames. It wasn't really original. You know, Sam the Armenian, and I say that in a loving way because when Armenia came into my life, it's been a blessing. So, Sam, you don't get it like other mob guys. We used to call like Benny Eggs because he loved eggs, you know, Chicken Head because he used to shoot for target practice, he'd shoot the head off of chickens. We don't want to do that. I would say Sam the Armenian, and he'd be known for that when he walked in the room, Sam the Armenian. But I say it out of love for my partner because he's been a blessing, him and his family, and he's worked so hard to build this company. He's got his life into it, and he's done a tremendous job. And we're not only partners, but we're brothers in Christ, and our families are very close, and he's been a blessing in my life. All my team has been. So that's it, people. We're ready to wrap it up. Okay, thank you again for the live chat. I appreciate it. And let me do this. Let me one more time. All right. And yes, I can proudly announce, okay, that this bottle of wine today, it is a special limited edition. And as that person on YouTube pointed out, it is more expensive than our normal bottle of wine, all of them under $30, every single one of them. And if you go to Costco, you get it even cheaper than that because that's Costco, places like that. But anyway, okay, here's what you get. You get this commemorative case. Okay, remember, we're celebrating 50 years of being remade. October 31st, 1975 is when I was made, but we're celebrating being remade. All right, beautiful. On the bottom, it says, your circumstances don't define you, your decisions do. And to back that up, right here, when you open this up, you're going to have a QR code. And on this QR code are going to be the 50 life lessons that I'm going to share with you free of charge, included obviously in the price of the wine, that I've learned from my days on the street and my days after that, subsequent to that. I'm going to sign that for all of you. You're going to get this terrific bottle of wine that I would tell you to just put on your mantelpiece or whatever. And every time you feel discouraged, remember, in 2026, you're being remade. You're going to overcome your circumstances, you're going to be encouraged. You're going to be remade. And you're going to look at those 50 lessons and you're going to absorb them, and they're going to help you, no doubt about it. And plus, you're going to enjoy a delicious bottle of wine. And then lastly, you can either buy 1 bottle, 3 bottles, or 6 bottles. If you buy 3 or 6, this book comes to you signed free of charge. And believe me, people, it's going to be a benefit to you. There's thousands that I've donated all over this country, prisons and juvenile halls and everywhere else, because I put my heart in this book because I want to encourage you like I've been doing for people for 30 years. There's a reason I'm alive and free, people. And it's not by chance. I thank my God. I thank the people that I've associated with myself, with my wife, my children, my business partners who have been so gracious to me, and just all of you out there who have helped me build this platform, have supported me, whether I've been in documentaries, on YouTube, on social media, in my books, in my personal appearances. You've all done it for me, and I appreciate that very much. So that's it. We're going to wrap it up right now. Is there anything else that I've left out? We've done it. I want to wish you all a very happy and blessed New Year's Eve. Don't do anything stupid. There's no place like home. If you're going out, you're going to be with family, great. Don't do anything stupid. Don't drink too much. Don't do any of that. Go into 2026 with a great outlook. Remember, you can only control what you can control, and you can control your life better when you become the best possible version of yourself that you can be. And that's what I'm teaching you with these life lessons, with this book, with my YouTube platform, with my personal appearances, with the books that I write. Everything that I do is really to enhance your life and make it better, because to those who have been given much, much is expected in return. And hey, 50 years alive and free and being remade. So God bless each and every one of you. Have a happy new year. I'll be in contact with all of you very, very soon. Keep tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do it now. God bless each and every one of you. And let's have a great and happy New Year's Eve celebration and a wonderful and blessed 2026. Take care.